Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Chasing the 20-incher Susquehanna River podcast is brought to you by these great companies. Railblazer, think outside the tackle box. Kayak Cushion, for them long days on the water. Achigan brand, the official brand of smallmouth bass. Blue Mountain Outfitters, Susquehanna's local kayak shop. Ken's Jigs, need a custom jig? Don't look any further. Nikko Fishing Baits, next generation of soft plastics. And Undercover Baits, get hooked on Undercover Baits. Thanks for watching and welcome to the show.
That's 20. That is a 20.
Yo, Sean, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, Carlisle. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. How you feeling? How's your back and everything going? Good?
It's getting there. It's slowly but surely. So,
I'm sure that this cold weather is not helping.
No, and I had to go get the incision looked at last week because I was probably doing more than I should have, and it needed a little TLC on that. But I did that, and they weren't super concerned. So, but yeah, just trying to take it slow and not do too much, but also not be tied to a chair for 24 hours a day. So,
yeah. See, Michael Bradley's in the comment section.
yep.
What's up, Michael Bradley? He is always the first one in, chiming in. But welcome everyone to Chasing the 20 Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast, where we like to break down, talk about what's going on with the Susquehanna River. We have special guest today, Jeff Davis from Nikko Fishing Baits. So we'll be sitting down talking to him about how he got involved with Nikko, and all the things they have to offer. I am, and Sean is soon to be a staff member of Nikko Fishing Baits. So we figured it would be nice to have him on and you know, talk about the baits and stuff like that and how we're using them. And yeah. So anything new, Sean?
No, man, I'm just living vicariously through all the Facebook posts I see of people out there still fishing, because that's still a little bit of ways away for me. But I'd just be happy to be able to go out in the garage and play with my tackle and stuff. But even that, I still am kind of not super easy to do that. So I'm just, like I said, living through everyone who's sending in their fish pics. Keep it up. I mean, that definitely helps. And so, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I wanted to get out yesterday, and you know, I had a plan on, you know, getting out for like a midday fishing trip. I was going to go down a long level and try to.
I lost you for a second there, Carlisle. Are you still there? Looks like Carlisle might be having some connection issues.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
back.
Good.
Yeah, I could not get motivated to go out and fish yesterday. I just hung around the house and chilled out with my wife.
I did take a walk, and it was nicer than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to get bad, you know, when the evening came and the snow was supposed to start. But I was like, yeah, it probably wouldn't have been a bad morning out on the river. So
yeah, I don't know how much ice we have on the river right now, but I heard that it's starting to ice up pretty good.
Yeah. So,
well, speaking of the river, let's get into the levels right away. We'll start off with Harrisburg. Yeah, we'll start off with Harrisburg. Harrisburg right now, sitting at 3.50 feet, 3.54 feet. Excuse me for that.
Interesting. Little spike there, looks like. Now we'll jump over to Lewisburg, and that is sitting at 1.70 feet, and a little bit of a rise there as well.
Yeah, I imagine that we're going to get some rises with this snow we just had.
Yeah, especially if it gets warm at all and it starts melting.
Yep. And then we go to Marietta. Marietta is sitting at 33.67 feet.
So nothing too crazy there. And then lastly, we have Towanda, and Tawanda's holding steady at 1.12 feet. So about normal, I would say. But I would expect them to rise a little bit as if we get any kind of warming at all and that snow melts. So,
yep. And the river levels were brought to you by Railblazer. Think outside the tackle box. We appreciate Railblazer for everything they do for us, and we want to show our appreciation for that.
That's right. And as usual, we did have some people submit some fish pictures. So we'll go ahead and highlight our viewers' catches here. The viewer catches are brought to you by Achigan, Free the Fighter.
Free the Fighter.
So we'll start off with Tony Bryant with a nice smallie there. I love those dark stripes when they get them like that. So
that's a great picture too. I love people actually take the time to take some really good pictures. Good job, Tony. Thanks for sending that in.
Yep.
Next we have Randy Rosenberry.
Look at that.
Busy. He's so busy making baits that he wanted to get in the mix here. So thanks, Randy. Thanks for sending that in. Good laugh.
Yeah, I know with show season coming up, he's going to be super busy.
Yes.
All right. Then next up, we have Mario Donatelli with a nice smallie there. Looks like he's braving some of the colder weather.
That's a thick smallie there.
Yeah, he was chomping.
Nice. Next, we have Lisa Lake Fishing Club with a picture with GDP. And I was looking at this picture while I was going through and, adding all these photos to the computer and all that stuff. And I don't know, I did not see his reflection in GDP's glasses. So I'm kind of thinking this is like AI generated. But I might be wrong. I don't know.
That's funny.
Either way, good job, and thank you for sending the photos in.
And last for this week, we have Jake Karen. And he looks, I like the grin. He's happy. Anytime you catch fish when it's cold enough to wear those kind of gloves, it's going to put a smile on your face. That warms you up quick.
Oh, yeah. And he did comment that he hasn't been out since November.
Wow.
Like most of us. So
yeah. Cool.
Cabin fever already, Sean.
Oh my gosh. You ain't kidding.
Well, we appreciate everyone for sending them photos in. When I made that post yesterday, I wasn't expecting much because of the weather, but it doesn't have to be recent photos. It can be older photos too. So we appreciate everybody for sending them in. If you're watching live now, just hang with us. We are going to do some kind of giveaway at the end with Nikko Baits. So Sean, you have that generator ready to go for at the end of the show? Okay, cool.
Yes, I do. Yep. We'll be good to go there.
Let's see. Without further ado, let's bring Jeff in and get this started.
Whoops. Let me remove that. That was a tad early. My apologies. All right. So let's bring in Jeff. Welcome to the podcast, Jeff Davis from Nikko Fishing. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Anytime being able to sit around and talk about fishing is a good day in my book. So even when you can't get out. So appreciate you having me on here.
That's the only thing that keeps us going sometimes when we can't get out. So that's kind of why we started this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Hey, Jeff, we wanted to bring you on here, kind of get a little familiar with you, kind of get to know you. Why don't we start off with kind of telling us how you got and started working for Nikko and how that all started and where you're from and all that stuff. So
Well, I'm originally from North Carolina, but I've been in Kentucky now for a little bit over 20 years. Um, I got started with Nico pretty much. I was when I got here, probably about 10, 15 years ago, so to speak. I've always fished, love fishing, pretty much born with a rod and reel in my hand. Um, but um, I was on a health journey and moving up here kind of strayed away from that, but I wanted to get back onto it. And I ended up, my doctor said, why don't you just start walking more around ponds and wading and stuff? And so I started doing that, and that's kind of helped really kick start everything. I started out at about right at almost 400, I think. And then through all the walk-in, daily check-in, weigh-ins, weekend went with through the doctor. I had gastric sleeve surgery, and then now I'm probably at the lowest, even before I was in high school. So that's pretty much how I started back fishing. But when it came to Nico, just like anybody that's trying to figure out new stuff, throw and techniques, I went to YouTube, and it just so happens I stumbled on John Dalton, Creek Fishing Adventures. I know you guys have heard of him. And he's the one that kind of got the bug sparked in me to start throwing Helger mites. And that's pretty much, it was a snowball effect from there. I probably started fishing Nico hardcore for about 2-3 years, and then I was reached out to join up with the pro team. I kept doing that, dropping YouTube videos and fishing Nico hardcore. I started, of course, my first Nico catch was on a Helger mite, but then I soon found the tadpoles, and then the caddis flies, and then they brought the leeches out. So those are my top 4 baits right there. And then after about a year or so doing that, being on the pro team, I got asked to join up and start running social media and kind of over their pro team. And so I've been doing that ever since. We're going on this will be the 4th year I've been doing that. So it's really fun. You don't get to fish as much as you'd like to, but it's still fun. So we had a surprise when my daughter found out my daughter was coming. And of course, you guys have kids, you know how that is. It really cuts into your fishing time. So it's just another way that I can stay, fully immersed in the fishing community when you can't really get out as much as you want to. So I'm living vicariously through you guys and everybody else that's fishing Nico. So and it's just another way to kind of just stay involved with everything.
So are you in charge of the whole Nico pro staff, or just
I'm in charge the US side of things as far as the protein goes and social media. Now Japan has their own social media guy. He does that, but we do collaborate a lot of stuff. So again, if you guys are already fishing Nico, if you think you'd be a good fit, please feel free to reach out. I do run giveaways throughout the month, every month. And it's just all about having fun and getting out and doing what we already love. So if you're already fishing Nico, if you're a fisherman out there and you're not making content, taking pictures, and you say you don't, then I'll call you out. And I'm sure you guys would say the same thing. Every fisherman out there takes pictures, makes little short video clips out there. So if you're already doing that, by all means, tag us. There's several people that do it. I try to put anybody out there that is actually out there fishing. They're out there having fun, sharing those memories. That's what it's all about. It's just making those memories. And so if I can help, shout you out, then I'm going to do that. If I want to help, make your channels grow, I'm going to do that too. So as much as I can.
I heard about Nikko Baits probably 2 years ago or a year and a half ago or so, and how I heard about them is I got my ass handed to me in a tournament by somebody that was throwing the Helgermite.
Mm-hmm.
So that where we live, we fish the Susquehanna River all the time, and that's an awesome freaking bait for the Susquehanna River.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just certain times of the year. It's I want to say spring to probably winter.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can agree with that.
it's a 4-season bait. You might have to downsize a little bit during winter, but yeah, I know a lot of guys that throw that Helgermite and they smash them.
Yeah. There's been lots of success with the Helgermite, the leech, and a few throwing the tadpole over there. Definitely the caddisfly, but crawl as well. Those would probably be the top baits there for right there around there. Of course, if you Ned fish, the Susky Gold Super Ned was actually created and the pattern came up for people that are fishing the Susquehanna.
Yeah, I mean
That is a good color.
and then baits are very durable too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I think
Nikko.
I first got turned on first to the Helgermite by Brian Slayton, the creek crawler.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you guys came out with the leeches, I remember getting one of the first packs of those and like really loved using those too. And at that point, then I started looking at all the different stuff. I started using the wax worms, the
Mm-hmm.
fake wax worms for when I trout fished, and that was amazing because they look just like real wax worms and they don't go away like one bite and the wax worm's gone. Whereas
Right.
that Nikko thing will last all day trout fishing. So I really, was a huge fan of that too. And then I started picking up like the winnow and the crawl and stuff. And, so yeah, it's definitely my variety has grown, but I still go back to the Helgermite and the leech is probably my two favorites. So
Yeah, I can agree with that one too. Nikko's known for. I used to say Nikko's known for three things. One, the durability. Two, the realistic look of their baits, and then three, that they all float. Well, all those three were key ones until this last little bit when we brought the sinking ones out. Because there's several imitation sinking stuff out there, but the formula and stuff for the sinking Helgermites, it's the most durable sinking version out there. Now I will go ahead and say that you can all go. Yeah, hey Steven, how you doing, buddy? The sinking versions, like I said, they're not as durable as the original version, but it's a given just because of the formula. But I can say that people are catching between as much as 50 or 60 to as much as 140 or 50 on there. My current one I've got tied on right now is about at a 125 mark right now.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I like about them. I mean, they might be. I mean, what do you get? Like, how many Helgermites you get in a pack? 4 or 5?
The Helgermites come 4 to a pack.
Okay, so but those things will last you 500 fish.
Yeah,
Easily.
they usually last me till I lose or I snag the jig head.
Yeah, if
Yep.
you get snagged or something.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Helgermite real quick. How would what's the most popular way that people are rigging that?
The most popular way is just a regular standard Ned rig. From Z-Man Ned bullets or some use the eyeball, the ball head jig, Ned. That's how I started using it. Was just regular 1/15 ounce or as much as a 10th ounce Z-Man Ned bullet or regular mushroom Ned. The next one would probably be a Texas rig for a drop shot or a Jika rig or Tokyo rig. I'm a big fan of using one on a Jika or Tokyo rig or as a trailer for like Z-Man flashback mini chatterbaits, the old style that was like 15th ounce. Money as a trailer.
Really?
But yeah, those would be the top ones.
Yeah, because so when you're when you're rigging it up like a Ned rig, when that thing goes down and hits the bottom, it's standing straight up because, well, you have floating and sinking. So the floating one, I would say, would stand straight up and down.
Right. The floating one would stand straight up and down. Now, the thing with the shrinking, free rig could work. Yeah. There's a lot of people that free rig them as well. The thing with the sinking Hellgrammite is it's got a sink rate of, I'd like to say it's about the sink rate of a 15th ounce, maybe a little bit lighter. But it's perfect for you can take and put it on. I use a Gamakatsu number 5 finesse octopus hook, the real small hook, and I'll either hook it through the nose, or if I get a bigger, I'll Texas rig it. And that's really all you need. Now, if you're in that swifter water, or if you want to get in that deep hole quicker, throw a little nail weight on it if you want to, or even get you a 32nd ounce or 64th ounce jig head or something like that to add to it too. But yeah, I mean, that's the number one way for the sinking would probably be, with the Gamakatsu, hooking it through the nose for a drop shot.
Yeah, I was thinking just in creek applications where it's not super fast moving water. It's just enough basically to get it down, but also have it still flowing with the flow. That's like perfect.
Yeah, I know. Everyman Angling, he uses a sled jig to keep it on the bottom flat. I've seen some of his videos where he does that. He catches a lot of fish.
He was the first person I saw introduce the sinking Hellgrammite. So thanks, Steven, for showing us that.
Yeah, he's on the team, and I know he does a really good job of advertising for you guys.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great. Him and Vincent Stutter too is great too.
Yeah.
From over there. So
Anglers.
I know Vincent likes to use that crawl. He smashes them on that and a little micro jig.
Yeah, he likes to crawl. He likes the leech too. He's a leech guy.
Yep, I knew he was a leech guy too. Yeah,
I'm a leech guy. I just tied this up yesterday. It's a 1/8 ounce jig head that Ken made for me, and I tied up some rubber skirting on it, and I got that leech on there. So I'm pretty excited to get out and throw that.
Oh yeah, it's money. There's a guy in Connecticut. His name is Sharon, and he likes throwing that leech on it. Leech and crawl on a hair jig is his money year round.
Ooh.
He'll go out there when it's blizzard season. I'm sure you've probably seen some of the pictures I posted that he's posted in the group too. But yeah, he's relentless. He lives and dies by that hair jig.
Yeah,
it is hair jig time here now for sure.
Yep. That's for sure. So let's get into let's talk about the crawl. Let's talk about the crawl a little bit. Would you also, like, if you were fishing that, I know most people would put it on the back of a jig, but if you just wanted to fish the crawl, how would you rig that? The same way, like a Ned head?
I do a Ned head. I do a ball head jig, 1/8 ounce usually. Again, another Jika or Tokyo rig potential. And then if I'm in around some weeds areas, got some lily pads, the crawls float too, right?
Yeah.
Fish it like a frog.
Weightless. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Hands down.
So, and how big are the crawls? Are they 2.5?
The crawls? No, the crawls are a 3.4 inch.
I was going to say
3.4.
Yeah, the 3.2 inch. I'm sorry, got some right here. Yeah, it's a 3.2 inch bait. But for all the new people, this is Scupper Nog. But the durability, well, I ripped that ball off. But the durability,
yeah.
But yeah,
it's like a Lastec, right?
Yeah.
Like
there's different levels of elastomers, and Nikko is considered probably one of the top tier out there.
Yeah. Nice. So I messed around with smaller baits like the Hellgrammite, not the 4 inch. It was like the 3 something.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was noticing, like I need a smaller hook with a smaller gap to get that hook into the body. And the same with the crawl. Like you have to use like I want to say what, number 2 or number 3 hook for them.
I will use for the crawl here. I've used as big as a 2/0, but I've gone as much as they do a 3 or 4 usually on EWG for your crawls. For the Helger mites, you can do a number 1 or number 2, just depends. Or if you're using like the finesse, Z-Man Ned bullets, those you can hook into the side easily. Matter of fact, that's one way that John Dalton does too, is just taking hooking right through the side.
Yeah.
And it keeps the off flush and weedless that way too.
Yeah.
I knew the crawl was a little thicker, so I usually do go a little bigger on my hooks with that.
But we made some when new crawls came. We changed the material because with the original Helger mite material is a little bit tougher, right? And a lot of people say, as far as rigging purposes, especially like when you're going with the winnows and stuff like that, it's hard. There's some hacks you got to do to it. So we changed the material of it from the Helger mite material to the leech material. The leech material is a lot softer than all the others, which makes rigging a lot easier too. But if all else fails, you can always go and there's guys that'll take wires and just heat them up with a lighter and stick it in that way, or heat their hooks up that way too. But we changed the depth a little bit on the hook slots that you see in them, and so far it's been doing loads better than what the originals do.
I was going to say I really like the sled head on the leech too. Like that'll come through rocks like it hardly ever snags. It's a really good way to fish that on the Susquehanna.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And then you got the winnows. The winnows is a swim bait, and you can use that for multiple applications. Put that on the back of a chatterbait. You could put that on a jig head. And it's the same material, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's by
the
far
newer.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's by far the most durable swim bait I've ever seen. They don't make swim baits like that.
No. The special thing about the winnows and the way it was designed is, I know you guys have seen the ribs on it. It was designed for hot water, cold water, no matter the season. On a fast or slow retrieve, you're going to get the same unique action every single time for it. So it's not like some of the others that'll veer off one way or the other. It's still as durable as well too. We are actually looking at. Hold on, just 1 second. We are actually looking at. Sorry about that. I got tickled there for a minute.
No worries.
We're looking at change. That's the one thing about the winnows is the price point, right? It's almost $15 a pack for a clamshell pack. Well, we're looking at playing around and kind of do a revamping like we did with the crawls. So to lower it. So the crawls were at $14 a pack at one time. Now they're like $8.49 and $8.99, one of the two. So we're trying to, we're listening to people, trying to come up with better options. So we are looking at repackaging and possibly changing up the material a little bit on that. Of course, the number size might go down, but you'll still get it at a cheaper price and you'll still catch more. So my personal thing is, I don't really throw the winner that much. I'll be straight up. I really don't throw the winner that much. That's probably the last bait I'll pick up, but I do still do it because there's times when it can, pay off. If I'm running A rigs, or something like that, that's usually the main time that I'll throw it.
Have you never tried that on the back of a chatterbait, like a jackhammer or an Evo?
Mm-hmm.
How does that how does that match up with a chatterbait?
It pairs perfectly. It gives you that vibration, the action. I'm a big fan of chatterbaits, period. And using Nikko stuff as trailers for that. It's about thinking outside the box. It's just I guess it's just the fish get mesmerized by it a little bit. And yeah, they do work pretty good on the underspin as well.
Yeah.
Oh
So, I
yeah,
mean,
that would be great.
yeah, hands down. But you can, jig trailers, chatterbait trailers, you're going to get that same great action. Like right now, with the way this weather is cold, I'll probably have a chatterbait tied on with something on some shape or form, targeting trout right now too. So
Yeah, I'd imagine with the winnow, it could kind of like you could get that slower, slow roll with that big paddle tail in the back.
hmm
But I mean, if you wanted to burn it, is that thing still gonna
it'll still perform like it should.
perform? Yeah.
I kid you not. Cold water, hot water, winter, spring, summer, fall. You fast or slow retrieve, you're gonna get that same exact reaction in action on
Yeah,
that bait.
it's got them ribs kind of like
The Kitex.
the Kitex, yeah. Yep. And
Yeah.
they're really good in the wintertime for the Susquehanna.
hmm
So and then you got the Super Neds. Those are pretty sweet.
Yep.
Self-explanatory there as far as rigging. I do want to give Ken Glassner a shout out. He makes some of the best Ned rig heads that me and Sean use. They're weedless Ned heads, and I'm telling you, you put one of them Super Neds on that thing, and you will be set until you get snagged.
100%.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that. I
yeah,
like spending more time catching fish than hunting for baits. So I'm
you have
all
to
about
check
that.
him out. He makes some awesome heads. He makes all kinds of stuff too, underspins, everything. He's a busy man for sure. So Ken, thank you for my last order. Appreciate it.
And Ken, I'll definitely check you out, man. Most definitely.
Yep, Ken's Jigs. And we actually have a banner for him. Let's see here. Right here. Call him at 570-850-9153 or hit him up on Facebook and you can place orders with him. So thank you, Ken, for that.
And I know, Jeff, you were talking before the show too. You have some baits that maybe a bass angler would look at and think, oh, that's probably more of a saltwater bait. But some of those tend to work too. And they're maybe a little bit of a sleeper bait because not many people are throwing things like that.
Yes, yes. That would be the firefly squid, the octopus, and the shrimp. The special thing about the octopus is it's got a hollow head, so you basically fish it like a jig or like a tube bait. I'm sorry. I'll use a regular like a Z-Man tube bait, tube jig head. Either a 15th ounce or an 1/8 ounce, and you just work it exactly like you would, a tube. You could take it comes in 1.5 all the way up to a 6 inch. Um, there's Scott up in Virginia. He's a big fan of the 6 inch and going after smallmouth there on the Susquehanna. I like my sweet spot is between I like the 2.5 or the 3 inch, and just fishing that exact same way. I'll also take that octopus and I'll go ahead and put it on the jig head, but then I'll put a leech underneath it. So it gives you kind of like that Medusa effect that drives them crazy as well. Yeah, Steven likes the soft shell shrimp. Um, that's another great option too. Um, the top color I'd say right now on our side for the octopus would probably have to be the Cosmo Black. That's orange and black with a lot of flake in it. And like I was telling you guys earlier, I didn't used to throw octopus at all. I threw the shrimp time and time again. The squid occasionally if I wanted to flip stuff, but once I've started throwing this octopus, it's kind of hard to put down. There's one that stays tied onto my rod right now too. So, and they just go crazy with it. And I can also make, if you get too beat up with it, your head gets beat up after a numerous catches, you could take and just snip the legs off of it and get you a scent ball and make tentacles and make you a pair of dice out of that, or get you a sea urchin effect with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think you could also drop shot that octopus too.
Yep, you can
You
drop
wouldn't have
shot
to,
it.
yeah, that's almost like hairy dice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of it's something different that not everybody's throwing. So I mean, you always look for that subtle difference that nobody's throwing, and that's one of them baits.
Yeah, I mean, there's this Finn Lake that I go to, highly pressured area. The only time I really go over there nowadays is during the winter time or cold water because they stock trout there. But you can go with there in the springtime. Nobody is not catching a thing. I took him through a 1.5 octopus, that Cosmo Black one like I was talking about, and I brought in a 5.5 pound largemouth from that same spot. I never knew it was there.
Nice.
Usually people's catching bluegill, catfish, or some real smaller bass, but nothing of that magnitude. I'm a firm believer. That's why I like throwing stuff outside the box that nobody knows about or knows how to throw. Tadpole's another one of those sleeper baits. Caddisflies are sleeper baits. Shrimp are sleeper baits, and that's why if I'm talking to people, I like to see where they're fishing, how they're liking to fish, and then I kind of veer them towards some of those sleeper stuff that they maybe would be hesitant on doing at first, because they just be supplied. They'll be surprised about how much and how many and how big they'll catch just by using that. Risk says stream's lagging.
Yeah,
what's he saying?
We're back.
Oh, it's lagging a lot. Okay, interesting. But yeah, Steven's saying he'll fish a whole string of scent balls on a Ned rig too, and I just was looking at the website. I don't think I had seen the scent balls before.
Yeah, they are on there. I think they're towards the bottom.
Yeah. How long have those been on there? That looks new to me.
Scent balls have been around for, I couldn't tell you, I think even before my time.
Okay, interesting.
They were very popular in Pennsylvania. Big time popular. That's of course, there's a lot of big trout fishermen up there.
Oh yeah.
Smallmouth, and actually the top spots for our scent ball sales were up in Pennsylvania.
It looks like a really good trout bait, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And they range from little, 6 or at one point I want to say it was maybe a 5 millimeter all the way up to a 10. And it's all the same durable material. Also, in Japan, actually released a sinking version of the scent balls too.
Interesting.
They've got that one, and but yeah, it's a staple bait for trout and other panfish too.
Yeah, it looks like the salmon eggs that I use for trout all the time.
Well, you know why we got the reds, the oranges, and yellows, right?
Right.
Because that's what those hatchery ones. That's what the colors they feed them off of.
Yep.
Nice. And you also have a crab bait too. That would probably be really good on the Potomac River.
Mm-hmm. Crab baits are great too. We did at one time have a big 6-inch version of it, but that one got retired. Several other ones got retired. We do have a 1-inch and maybe a 2 coming out. They've been talking about bringing some other ones of those sizes back. But yeah, it's a great saltwater bait. But again, just because it's made for the saltwater doesn't mean you have to use it in the saltwater.
Right. It's just something different this fish can see. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Jeff. Thanks, everyone, for hanging in there. All right. Welcome back to Chasing the 20 Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. If you're just tuning in, we're with Jeff Davis from Nikko Baits. Nikko Fishing Baits, and we've been just talking about all the different baits they have to offer and their durability and how to rig them. So yeah, are we missing any baits that we didn't talk about besides the trout kind of stock side of things?
Well, we talked about waxworms. We've talked about caddisflies a little bit, I think.
Well, some of the worms that you guys have.
Oh, yeah, the shaky worms. I think I got some right here, too. Shaky worms is not the newest thing we've had, but
the shaky head's a really, really popular bait. So, you know, and if people are always looking for some kind of worm that's not going to get chewed up real quick, I would say Nikko has the one that's not going to get tore up.
Well, I'll use this. I thought I had some. I thought I had some up there, not with me right in this one, but I don't. But I can show you this. If you guys are familiar, this is the original bass worm. The main difference between this is the watermelon red version, the clubtail, and the shaky worm is hollow, or shaky worm is solid. I'm sorry, and it's made with the leach material. Now, the regular bass worm, they call them the legacy worms. These are made with the hellgrammite material. It's got a little hollow chamber, which makes perfect for the putting nail weights in, putting extra scents or rattles. But the shaky worms was brought out because people were wanting a more solid style, Senko style bait. And so that came out 2 years ago, and it came out with 6 colors. The top ones being the earthworm, and also bringing the combination of green pumpkin and green pumpkin and new galaxy, what they call it, because we revamped a couple of those colors as well. It's great candidate for rigging them any which way you want to, and they still float too. So technically, top water. Little trick I like to use with them is I take a small split shot, and I'll go about 6 or 8 inches above the hook when you cast it out. That way, when you want to go top water with it, it can go right below that surface, and it's just going crazy.
Nice, like a wake bait.
Yep, kind of, yeah.
Nice. And then you got another. I don't know if it's a worm. I guess it's kind of a worm style bait. The Canago minnow.
The Icanago minnow. Yes, Icanago minnow is It was at the time. It is actually an entry to a fluke style bait. The eyes come out of it. Currently, we only have the green pumpkin available. We're possibly revisiting that one to new colors, which, by the way, it is actually on sale. It was on sale yesterday. But once those are gone, once those are gone, they will be gone. Again, this is it's a sleeper bait too. You either like them or you don't. Work your on a drop shot, or even a jig trailer or chatterbait will work real great with it too. It's all pretty much preference on how you want to fish it.
Nice. Sweet.
We had a question from Michael Bradley. He says, is it hard to stay ahead of the curve in the market that is saturated, and does having a JDM presence help with that?
Well, it can be. It can be at times. It just depends. Economy comes through. People's not really spending a lot. Based on hard times, people's not really spending that much. What helps on the JDM side of things is coming out with new stuff, new variations of colors, and trying to keep raising that bar. A little bit of perspective: when Nikko brought out the hellgrammite, there was only 3 to 5 other companies just doing it. Nikko being the most realistic. Now I think the count is up to, close to 40. So the market gets extremely saturated. So that's when you deal with JDM stuff, which is pretty much what Nikko is. When you're dealing with that JDM stuff, you get a kind of caliber of people coming up to it. Because when you think about it, would you want, when people come and ask y'all the price point, You say, yeah, they're a little bit on the expensive side. However, you're going to spend more time or more money replacing those baits when you're changing them out. You know, sometimes every other catch, sometimes every catch. You might get 2 or 3 catches off of it. You never know. But you're going to spend more money and time wasted switching them out, going back to the boat or back to the tackle shop and buying more baits than you will off of one bait. You know, one pack. So that's the kind of Jekyll and Hyde or yin and yang of the thing of it. But that's part of JDM. I mean, there's JDM stuff out there that, you know, plastics or even hard baits, however you want to put it. They're expensive out there, but you either lose them or they won't last at all. But one thing I can say, and I can stand by, is, you know, durability and Nikko's quality of baits. Does that kind of answer your question a little bit?
I think that sounds like it would be. Yeah, I mean, and anybody who's used those baits can testify they do last. Like, I think almost, you know, not that it's a detriment but like I still have like some of the packs of leeches that I've had just because when I use one, I use it for as long as I use it, and I just don't buy them as often because I just have them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I still have some of the, like, for a little bit they came in like a chartreuse color, and I still that was one of my favorite colors in the leech, and I still have like a pack or two that I have just stashed, you know, because I knew they weren't going to be around forever. So
Do you remember the Sculler shads at one time?
yeah,
The really small ones.
yes,
That was my number one swim bait at the time. As a matter of fact, I when the last 6 packs of the pearl whites, and then they had a brown and gold flake, like 2 or 3 packs. I've got those on my wall right now. And then they actually made a jumbo version of that too. So I'm all about, if there's something works, and if I know I'm not going to use it, or if I'm going to use it and I want to keep all of it, I'll stockpile stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
But a lot of times, you know, when I'm out fishing, if I come across somebody and, oh, what are you catching? Oh, what are you doing this? I won't give them a new bait. A lot of times I'll take that bait that I've got tied on. A lot of times I'll leave the same jig head on, just cut it, the line, and give it to them, just to show the point. Oh, you think, and you come across them and you say, hey, how'd it go? Man, I'm still using it. I've already caught 40 or 50 more fish.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where can I get some more of those?
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's easier to do it that way because, you know, you can say, oh, well, I've already got 60 fish off of this one. Here, try this one out and see what you think about it. Versus, oh, bring on a new pack or something like that. But kids, a lot of times, if I come across, I'll give it a pack here, there. You name it. I do it with my bass. I'm one of the coaches for the bass fishing teams here, and I've done that several times that way too. Because a lot of times, you know, teach them when they're young, they'll learn a lot better when they're older. And a lot of these, you know, encounters that I've had, some of these kids, the only thing they've ever used is a Zebco and, you know, push button or a little Power Rangers rod or whatever. And so if you can give them that, you know, they're going to last. They might snag it, but they won't get discouraged as much because they're actually got something that's durable and hold up.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I never thought of that. That's like perfect for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Rig it once and you don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Right now we have 14 live watching. Did you want to do a giveaway, Jeff?
Yeah, let's do one. Yeah, we'll do one. I guess we can just pick a number. You want to pull their names or however you want to do it. And,
yeah. So what we normally do is Sean will take. We're gonna have them post in the comments. Well, this is what we'll do. We'll have them post Nikko in the comments, and then Sean will take their names and put them in a randomizer, and we'll spin the wheel, and we'll get somebody to win. And what we'll do is whoever wins, we'll have them send us their address information, and then we'll send it to you so you can ship it out to them. How's
okay,
that work?
sounds good.
All right, so if you're just joining the show, we're going to do a little giveaway. Type Nikko in the comments. We'll put you in the drawing, and then What are they going to win, Jeff?
Well, I'll give you two options. I'll give you you can either choose, since we've been talking about Helder mites so much,
There
and
you
it being Nikko's bread and butter, you can either have a pack of sinking Helder mites, or you can have a pack of the originals. Your choice.
There
Awesome.
we go.
So we'll give it a little bit of time. Let's see what who's going to be get a little bit of people in here commenting.
Yeah.
And then, Jeff, you ever fished the Susquehanna River?
I have not yet. That is actually on the bucket list to do.
We got to get you over here, man.
Well, the funny thing is, I'll actually be up there in January, but I don't think I'll have much time to fish though.
That stinks.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list to get up there and get on some stuff. I know Steven's been trying to get on me to get up there, and I've had some things planned to come do it. It just kind of fell through. Hey Ryan, how you doing, man? Now Ryan Dahl, if y'all don't know him, he's a Ned King.
Oh yeah.
Ned King.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we're doing. We'll be at the Philly show the weekend of January the 8th or 9th through the 11th. So that we're doing 3 shows right off the bat. We'll be doing the Philly show, and then a week or so after that, at the end of January, it's the East Tennessee show, and then the first or second week in February, or the end of February, I think, is the New York show. And then, of course, we'll have presents at a couple other ones too.
I was wondering how your show season went, like how busy you were. I imagine you get moved around. That sounds like you have a pretty big range. Like geographically.
Well, generally Scott will usually do a small show closer to him.
Okay.
But then we usually did the East Tennessee show, which is the 26th at the end of January, and then the Columbus show, which will fall out usually about 2 weeks after that, right around Super Bowl Sunday, doing that. But where there's been some shuffling around their dates, people changing their dates, so we opted out of Columbus this year, decided to give the Philly show a try, because we've had a good presence up there too. Plus, we've got some of you guys up there. I know Steven's planning on coming by, and maybe Vincent and maybe a few of the other guys are planning on wanting to come up there too. So it's going to be a good, fun time. I can't wait to do it. So
Michael Bradley's asking where the New York show is.
The New York show. Let me look it back up real quick.
Yeah. While Jeff's looking for that, type in Nikko in the comments to get into the drawing here tonight.
Let's see. All right, so I'm wanting to say it is the Greater Niagara Fishing Expo. I'm wanting to say it's that one.
Okay.
And I think it's the 19th to the 22nd. Don't quote me on that. I'll get the confirmation, and I'm gonna do a show blast later on this week, just to let people start knowing more. So you guys are kind of knowing officially where we're going at this year. So but I'll put a date with all those dates and booth numbers. If you're fans of Nikko, come hang out with us. If you want to see some of the stuff in person, come check us out. And I'm a big fan of Easter eggs. If you guys for all you guys that are watching, if you don't know what Easter eggs are, they're things that I like to reward people that actually come to the show and say thank you. So what you'll see there is special packs of stuff where if we're testing stuff, we either decided to go with a different variation of it or decided not to go away with it, or may just be prototypes and stuff that are coming. We just haven't released them yet. We might put little secret packs and stuff there too.
Nice.
There will also be at this show, there will be a certain secret bait that'll be there. It won't be up for grabs yet, but people will be able to check it out and see something that everybody has been asking for in some way, shape, or form. So that's another good way. If you want to see some of the in-depth things what we're doing, we're coming up with, you just got to come to the show, join our subscriber email list because we drop teachers and stuff in there too, and just have some fun. Enjoy the
Speaking of that
camaraderie.
too, I know we were talking before the show. Right now, if you hop on the Facebook page, you guys are running like a cool little thing where every day there's a different a bait that you guys are really giving a big discount on. So I think today is the Super Net. Is that right?
Yeah, today is the Super Net. It is currently $4.99. So a little price point break on you. Regularly, those are $8.49 a piece. So we wanted to give you kind of a Black Friday feel, so to speak, but make it every single day from when I first started it all the way up to Christmas Eve. There'll be a different bait on sale. And not to that, there may be a free shipping day drop down in there too. But technically, they're only up there for 24 hours. But I'm kind of got glitched a little bit. They may be live a little bit more longer than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I would highly advise you to check them out. Those posts go live at 9 o'clock every single day. And then I usually do a reminder post, later on in the night to, let them know that it's still there. So yeah, the first day was the Winnows. Like we were just talking about the Winnows, regularly $15 a pack. They were dropped down to some, I think, $4.99 and $5.99, something like that. The second day, which was the Ikonaga minnows, they were $3.99 a pack. The Supernatural $3.99. Tomorrow will be octopus, and those are going to be the 1.5s will be $5.99, and then all the other ones are $6.99. So you're getting some good deals. Perfect if you order them, go jump on them. Then it's a perfect way to either restock your own tackle boxes or set up for somebody that you want to set shop for and just can't hard.
Or Christmas is right around the corner here. If you have a fisher, an angler in your family, what a perfect thing to buy for them.
Yep.
Well, yeah, or even if you've just been looking at them forever and like, I'm not sure I want to, swing for that, the regular price. It's the perfect time to try them because it's the price is down and you can take advantage of that and give it a try and become a believer. Like I think that's a great way.
Yeah, and if you subscribe to our email list if you haven't already, we do giveaways there. We do early releases on sale stuff. Usually everybody, if we got new stuff coming out, new colors, variations and stuff, once they get ready to call them pre-sale, subscribers, they get an earlier access to the pre-sale stuff and the general public too. So that's a perfect way to stay in the know as to new and upcoming stuff with Nikko.
We'll give one last quick shout out. Anybody that's listening that wants in the drawing, in the chat, go ahead and drop the just the word Nikko, and we'll add you to the drawing. Got maybe a minute or two here yet to get in on that.
Yep. I'll tell you, if I was a guide on the Susquehanna River, I'd buy the crap out of them Ned rigs, because I mean you wouldn't be going through them like crazy because they're so good and durable. Yeah,
the special thing about those Neds too, man, is the girth of them. They were made in the mindset of a 45 caliber bullet.
Yeah.
So they're literally as big around as that. They're big enough to attract the big fish, and still nimble enough where the small bass will hit it too. I've had bluegill hit it like a freight train before too. So, and then the end of it's concave. They work great to add rattles to them. They work great as spinnerbait trailers. There's really nothing I can't say bad about them. I don't. Again, it's another one. I throw them on occasion. I don't throw them often. I just like because everybody gets in their niche stuff, and it's kind of hard to break out of that. So that's another reason why I like to push people and to get them to try new stuff, but also myself too. Like octopus is one thing. The Winnow is another one. Even throwing the crawl a lot more. just trying to push myself to, try to try new stuff too. And there's
Nice.
tons of videos out there if you got questions on how to, how rigging options for different stuff goes. Everyman Angler is a great one. Vincent Studer, Brian State, Creek Crawler, even John Dalton. Everybody, there's tons of guys out there. If you got a question on riggings or anything like that, you can either send us a message, comment on one of the posts, because when it comes through, I'm seeing it. So anybody replies, 99% of the time it's going to be me. So if I don't know the answer to it, I'm going to work my best and get you the answer that you want and get your resolution for it all.
Cool.
Nice. All right, let's get a winner here, Sean.
All right.
I think we got five people.
Yeah, I think so. Let me hold on. I thought I put Brian Dahl in there, but he didn't comment. Nikko, do you want to keep him in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep him in there. All right, give me just a second. Bring up this wheel, and we'll pick a winner. Spin.
Here we go.
Let's see, what do we get? Number 6 is the Nike 9.
Nike 9 or 10.
Just commented, so got in at
Nice.
just the right time.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
But Nike 9 or 10, if you want to, let us know your contact information. We will get you out and then let you know, or let us know if you want the sinking Hellgrammite or the original.
And your top 2 preferences, the colors of each one.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, just go on Chasing the 20 Inchers Facebook page and send us a message, and then I'll get that information to Jeff, and you'll be all set up. Jeff, we appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate everything you do for the fishing industry, taking care of a bunch of pro staffers and stuff like that. We appreciate it a lot. We wanted to have you on here to get to know you. I feel like I kind of know you a little better than what I did before, and I know a lot about the baits, a lot more than I did before. So I appreciate you coming on, and Sean also appreciates you too.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. It's been a fun one, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Perfect way to kill a Sunday night.
There you go.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have to get together. Well, I'm sure we'll run into you somewhere.
Oh yes, most definitely. I definitely plan on it.
Awesome.
All right, Jeff. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, take it easy.
All right, Sean, I had a couple announcements before we actually close this thing down, and Structure B1 was a little late with the Nikko post, but we'll get him next time.
Yeah.
I talked to Josh Sharenko, and for people that don't know who Josh is, he's the owner of Achigan brand. For starting in January, we will be doing once a month during our podcast a $50 gift card to Achigan brand to use on their website. Once a month, we'll be doing that. So I wanted to throw that out there before we left.
I also wanted to say, for any of you guys that are local guys that fish the Kayak Anglers tournament trail, I put in our events, the permits for our events today. So we'll be releasing our schedule, or hopeful schedule. It's always, barring getting those permits back, but for the most part, it doesn't change a lot for once we submit the permits. So I will be getting that schedule out here shortly, as soon as we get a good idea of what's going on there. So keep your eyes tuned for that.
Yep. And one more thing, Blue Mountain Outfitters. I talked to Sarah last week, and they are expecting a Flux Jet in the store in January. So if you're interested in that boat, they will have one that you can go up there and check out. I'm not sure how long, if you would order one, it's going to take, but they will have one in the store for you to check out.
Well, and hopefully soon we will be having them on as well. I have earmarked. I talked to the guy from FluxJet, and he's super busy right now, but he told me to reach out right about this time to to get him on the schedule. So I will definitely be reaching out to him, and you guys can look forward to hearing from him in the not too distant future either. So
yeah, hopefully we can get him on the 28th would be our next show.
that would
be
nice.
Great if we could get him on before everything starts exploding in January for him, because I know he's really busy right now with everything he's got going on. But that'd be great to have him come on and talk about that boat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you ain't got anything else, Sean, I think we're gonna close this show out.
That sounds like a plan to me, man.
All right. I appreciate everybody that was watching today. Appreciate Jeff Davis for coming on from Nikko, and we are really suffering from cabin fever right now. We need to get out and fish. So hopefully we get some warmer weather and we can get out and do some winter fishing. That'd be great.
Yeah. That I'm hoping that my back heals up in time to get out. I'm hoping maybe a month, and then I'll be back on the water. But definitely, we are both chomping at the bit. So hopefully we will see you guys out on the water soon. But as always, like Carlisle said, we appreciate all of our sponsors for hooking us up and hanging with us and believing in us, and also especially all the listeners who keep coming back week after week, sharing your pictures with us, your catches, your stories, and all that. We appreciate you guys, and just thanks for listening.
We'll catch you on the next show, guys.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk of adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching The Noob Show with Matt Gibson, Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Pross, May Contain Fishing with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery, Friday Night Bites with Brian Schiller. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always wear your PFD.